Hello, everyone. So today, Periscope, I wanted to answer your questions, spiritually based questions about your dreams, goddesses, angels, chakras. These are the things that I know about and what I help people with. Thank you, Anthony, for joining. So if you have any questions, you can just post them. I'll answer them. Meanwhile, I'm just going to talk for a little while. Alrighty. There you go. Twitter's going off. Thank you for joining. So, I am Tia Johnson. I am an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki practitioner, gateway dreaming practitioner, and certified crystal healer. I help people to understand what their dreams mean, how that relates to their waking life, how they can communicate with the angels and receive messages, how they can use crystals to help them, how they can use their body energy to help them. So thank you for joining. So you can post your questions. I'll answer them. For example, you may have a question about angels. You can post that. Thank you for joining, DJ. So I'll give you some background about... Okay, I had a dream that there was a huge fire. Everyone died and the world ended. Whoa. Interesting. So that can mean a lot of things. So I would ask you what's going on in your waking life. Do you feel like that there's a lot of things that are just making its way? So for example, what I mean by that is with fire, that element is a very transformative element. It gets a lot of things to transform, and what it was, it can never go back. So it could be that your world is transforming into something else, and people dying in a dream does not necessarily mean, hello, Actor Chloe. Just because someone dies in a dream does not mean that they're going to die. That's also a rebirth. Thank you, Woo Bear, for joining. So if you are having a dream about a fire, the world ending, and people dying, then that just means that there's a big transformation that's taking place. How about if your dreams a lot with tsunamis? That is in relation to your emotions. So water deals with emotions, fire deals with transformations. If you're dreaming about a lot of tsunamis, whether you're surviving it or you're not, or you're witnessing it, this has to do with what your emotions are doing to you in your waking life. So do you find that there's a situation that you need to get over? Is there something that's overwhelming in your waking life? Thank you for joining. Is there something that you need to address emotionally that you've been avoiding? Anthony, I had a dream about someone that I haven't talked to in years. I really like these dreams, Anthony. Oh, and I almost forgot. Please share, invite people to come, tweet about it, and I also want to know where people are from. So tell me where you're from. I'm in Philly. When you have dreams about people who you haven't seen in years, there are one or two things happening. Either you want to see that person, you want to know what they're doing, what they're up to. Cali, all right, nice. I haven't been to California in, oh God, maybe 6 years now. I need to go back to Cali. Another reason is that the person's thinking of you, and they want to catch up with you, but maybe for whatever reason, thank you about the dream. I like what you said. I'm glad that was helpful. So if you haven't seen that person in some time and they're thinking about you, but they haven't contacted you yet, maybe there's something there. Maybe that person has an ego issue, or maybe you guys ended on bad terms, or maybe this lifestyle changes, and sometimes people don't know how to address things now. So it's either you have that person on your mind and you want to meet up with them, or they're thinking about you and want to know how you're doing. What does it mean to dream of a deceased friend? Oh, thank you. So dreaming of people who passed, especially if you were very connected with them in the waking life, just means that the connectivity is still there. Just like when people say love is eternal, that just means that you are still connected with your friend. Or if your friend needs to tell you something, then that's what they're there for. So you had to ask yourself, what role did this friend play in my waking life? Was your friend someone who was a coach to you, a mentor? If your friend was like my pop-pop went with me to my doctor's appointments because I had a foot injury. So he was always there with my for my doctor's visits. In one of my dreams, he came into my dream as a visitation, and he gave me a heads up about an upcoming surgery, foot surgery. So that could be it. So you have to ask yourself, what role did that friend play in your waking life? And look at the dream as a whole. What were they doing, saying, wearing? And then that's how you can figure out what they meant. I mentor my best friend who died. Okay, well, this is your best friend still sending you that energy, like, hey, I'm still here, but literally in the spiritual sense. So it's one of those things where, again, love is eternal. I'm still here. And it could be that your friend, that the roles are switched now, that your friend is your spirit guide who's watching over you. Any more questions? Where are the rest of you guys from? You had someone said they were from Cali, near Washington, D.C. Oh, okay, all right. Waldorf, Maryland, near Washington, D.C. The last time I was in Washington, D.C. was about a year ago now, I think. Thank you for joining H2. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Questions about spirit guides, angels, more dream questions. I love talking about dreams. Dreams of being kidnapped. Ooh, wow. So if you're having a dream about being kidnapped, a meaning behind that is that there could be something in your waking life that is out of your control. A lot of times when people get kidnapped, they're doing something regular in their lives. They're going to the store. They're doing something. They're minding their business. And then someone comes along and kidnaps them and is out of their control. You just were attacked. So if you're having a dream about being kidnapped, I would ask you, I would ask you more questions about the dream, but just as generally speaking, just being kidnapped, I would ask you, what in your life do you believe that you lost a little bit of control, or do you feel like someone just took over? So the difference between that is something that's circumstantial and someone who just decided they're going to just take over and overstep their boundaries. Do you feel as if you can't get out of a situation, or you don't know how long it's going to take you to get out of a situation? Because you're being kidnapped, you don't know when your rescuer will come and get you, right? Or if you're going to get out at all. So think about, again, if you're in a situation and you're probably thinking about, how long would it take for me to get out of this situation? Someone overstepped their boundaries. Someone just came into my world, and now, hello, Matt, thanks for joining. And now I have to do something to get out of the situation. I used to see shadows passing by at work, and I felt a little strange there, but not anymore. Well, sometimes when you see shadows, it could be spiritual figures. So if you're at work and if you have a job where the building is old, is it my mind? Do I really see it? No, you could really be seeing, what do they call it, an apparition. Because, as I was saying before, if your building is really old, you might have old workers there. Sometimes certain spirits get trapped in between worlds. They don't quite know that, hey, they need to go. Or sometimes they have like a bound to the area. For example, they were maybe brutally murdered, and, they just like kind of stuck there till they can clear themselves and so forth. So, yeah, if you have a really old building where you work, you may be seeing past employees. Also, if you have the gift of sight, I see 2 tall buildings and a small light. Okay, hang on to that, Garcia. I want to finish this up. You might have to repost. So if you have the gift of sight, meaning that you're clairvoyant, so your third eye chakra is very powerful, you may be picking up on spirits anyway. It doesn't have to do anything with your building where you work. It could be that you just have that gift. The building is very old and other people have seen it too. Okay, yeah, then that could be past employees who just feel bound to the area. That's possible. You hear about schools that have a ghost or a spirit there, or graveyards. Anyway, that's really, really old. That's why when people move into a new home, they bless the home because they want to get rid of that energy. Garcia, can you please repost your question? You said 2 buildings and a light, I believe. Just want to make sure. I believe it was 2 buildings and a light. But why do I see and feel? Because you have, so there are several voyancy. So voyant, it means to see in French. So clairvoyant, I'm sorry, clear. Sorry, clear means clearly. Clairvoyant means clearly see. So some people are clairvoyant, clairsentient, they clearly feel. Claircognizant, they clearly know. These are clairaudient, clearly hear. Some people are just more in tune into energies, which permits them to, okay, the dream about the 2 tall buildings and a light, okay. Which permits them to see things, hear things, feel things, know things. So that's why you can also, if you go to my YouTube channel, Tia Violet, I have certain meditations. I want to say video meditation. There we go. Several video meditations that help you with your chakras, because certain chakras are related to being one of the clairs. Excuse me. And I also have a practice your intuition, your psychic abilities playlist there, 1, 2, and 3. So you can use that to help you strengthen your intuition and own what you see and what you don't see. Because you can regulate it. If you don't want to see something like that, you can train yourself to not do that. Awesome. So 2 buildings and a light. I love talking about buildings. Oh, Brazil. Oh, man. I was thinking about going to Brazil for my birthday. What about having intimate dreams with opposite sex? All right. Hang on to that question. I'm going to come back to it. 2 buildings and a light. I love talking about buildings, too. That symbol. Buildings, whether it's a home, a hut, an apartment, actual buildings. It represents you, your foundation. So if you have a dream about a building that is really beautiful and it's like 67 floors and it's just amazing, that represents you, how you feel, how you look. Or if you dreamt of, say, like a building, but it was kind of broken down, broken windows, it looks abandoned, it means that you may feel like you're unfulfilled. So I would ask you, how do these buildings look? Yes, they are tall, but do these buildings look like they have a strong foundation? How do they look? Is it nice to look at? Does it have curb appeal? And the light there, the light can mean multiple things. It can mean that you are on a path of illumination, that you are working on your spirituality, or you're working towards a goal, like a light at the end of the tunnel. I will also ask, what does light mean to you? Sometimes when people's relatives pass, they have a symbol. So, for example, it might be a flower or a bird. So if you see this in your dream, that's a key factor into knowing that, oh, okay, this person watching over me, or here's a good memory, an example of a good memory. Thank you for joining, of a good memory. Let me think about that good memory, because right now my life is a little bit hectic. So, yeah, let me know. What did the building look like? Was it beautiful? Did it look like it needed some fixing, renovations? Yeah, please tell me. So having a dream about the opposite sex, or having sex with the opposite sex. Well, either way, if you have dreams about the opposite sex and you're doing something, one meaning is that you are connecting yourself with your opposite self. So male and female energies. Light and dark, good and bad. This is all just about energy. So if you are a male and you are dreaming about a female and you guys are having sex, this just means that you are combining your male and female energy. The female energy receives, brick building, okay, and the male energy gives. So if you are a female and you're dreaming about the male, then that means that you may have to give a little more. And if you're, and vice versa. So think about the roles that you play in your life, and maybe you might have to balance that. So that's the other thing. So brick buildings, wonderful. Strong foundations, but keep in mind, bricks do expand, which is why every 10 years or so, the bricks have to be I don't know what the exact term for it, but people come and they like fix the bricks and make sure that the seam and everything's right. So I would say to you,